All right, breaking news for the Ohio State Buckeyes. Look, obviously, there were some questions at the offensive coordinator position. Bill O'Brien was originally brought in. It has been reported that O'Brien will take the head job at Boston College. Ryan Day recently reported he was no longer going to call plays. There's a lot of question marks of who is going to be the OC, the play caller for Ohio State. That question has been answered. Let's get into this report, and we will talk about it in detail on the other side. This is from 11 Warriors. After 6 years at UCLA's head coach, Chip Kelly is expected to leave the Bruins to become Ohio State's new offensive coordinator, according to multiple reports. Kelly would replace Bill O'Brien after he left to be the new head coach at Boston College. Ohio State head coach Ryan Day was coached by Kelly at New Hampshire, where Kelly was the offensive coordinator during Day's playing career as a quarterback. They also worked alongside Kelly in the NFL as the quarterback's coach of the Philadelphia Eagles in 2015 and San Francisco 49ers in 2016 when Kelly was the head coach of both teams. All right, obviously, massive move here right now, almost unprecedented to have a head coach of a Power Five school agree to become a coordinator at a different school without getting fired. But regardless, huge move for Ohio State. Miles, I'm curious what your thoughts are. But first, Buckeyes fans in the comment section below, give us your grade of this move, this hiring as Chip Kelly as the new offensive coordinator and play caller for the Buckeyes. Do you love it? Give it an A. Do you hate it? Give it an F. Are you meh? Think it's a C. Whatever it is, grade this move by Ohio State in the comment section below. But Miles, give me your thoughts on Chip Kelly coming to Columbus.
Yeah, and I think this is a great move for the Buckeyes, but I think it's in a little bit different way. I think Ryan Day, a lot of the hires that he could have made would come in and he would help them. He would elevate their careers. He would do a lot for them. What I think Chip Kelly's hiring does is going to help Day out a lot. He was Day's mentor for a very long time. They played under him, they coached under him as well. So I think, he can really bounce some ideas off of and gain that knowledge from a guy like Chip Kelly as well. And I think it's a guy, Bill O'Brien is great. I think Bill O'Brien has a lot of great offensive ideas, some great schemes, but there's no way Ryan Day trusts Bill O'Brien the way that he trusts Chip Kelly. I think that they have such a long and great working relationship back from all the way when he played under Chip Kelly at the University of New Hampshire. Uh, I think that this is a really great match, even better than the Bill O'Brien match. So I really think this is a good move for Ryan Day and for Ohio State as well. I think Chip Kelly, we all know what happened when he was the head coach over in Oregon. That was one of the most creative, one of the most cutting edge offenses at the time. That's what, elevated him, got him the job in the NFL. Everyone saw what could happen there. And I think he's really kind of struggled a little bit once he got into the NFL. Things didn't translate quite as much as people would have liked him to. But now we see the last 3 or so years at UCLA, they've had 3 winning seasons the past 3 years. I think it's shown that Chip Kelly has kind of grown. He's kind of matured his offensive concepts and has come up to speed with the modern day college football and, even possibly NFL as well, style of offenses because they tend to mirror each other a lot nowadays. I think it's a great hire for Ohio State. I'm really excited to see what they do on the field.
You bring up a lot of great points, and I think it's something that I didn't really think about it till you discussed it there, is that any coach that you would bring into Ohio State to be the play caller, to replace Ryan Day as a play caller and offensive coordinator, if you bring in a young guy, an up-and-comer, he's going to come in there with all kinds of pressure and all kinds of concerns because Ryan Day is going to be over his shoulder. Ryan Day, a good play caller and a good play designer, good offensive coordinator in his own right, of course. You'd better believe if you're a young upstart coach trying to make your move, every single move, you'd be worried that Ryan Day would hate it and he'd yank you. There'd be confidence issues, ego issues, things like that. And I think that could really hurt the Ohio State Buckeyes offense trying to work together and collaborate on that side with Day and the offensive coordinator. Chip Kelly, being a guy who coached Ryan Day, being Ryan Day's former boss, is much more his peer and prior was his above him was his boss than any other young hotshot offensive coordinator. So there won't be any egos. Chip Kelly's going to walk in the door and know, look, I know how to call an offense. I know how to game plan. I've done this before. I've done this at the NFL level. I know what the heck I'm doing. And Ryan Day's going to be like, yeah, I know what the heck you're doing because I worked for you and I coached and you coached me when I was a player. So we're all in agreement here. You know what you're doing. You're not going to be looking over your shoulder. And I think that's going to be huge for Ohio State because I guarantee you, and we talked about this a little bit before, that Ryan Day giving up play calling duties was a recognition that he's like, look, I need to take a higher level approach with this program. I'm too focused on the nitty gritty in the weeds with the daily grind of coaching the offense, calling the plays in practice, installing schemes, installing strategies during training camp, the offseason. That's distracting me from taking the high level view of this football team. And I think that really hurt them in some big games over the past couple of years. So Ryan Day stepping back, focusing on the high level view of the team, but he has to have someone he can trust. And Chip Kelly is the guy to perfectly fill that role. Look, you can decide if Chip Kelly is if you like his style of offense or not. It's more of a personal flavor kind of deal. But there was one thing you cannot deny is that Chip Kelly has nothing but success in terms of coaching offense, building offensive talent, and maximizing the most out of his players. He's done it at virtually every stop in his career, whether it's college or the NFL, with maybe the exception of the San Francisco 49ers, but that was a terrible situation for anyone to be in. I think this is a really good hire, and I think it's exactly what Ohio State needed to overcome the challenges of the past few seasons and start winning some more big games.
Yeah, Nick, and there's a little bit more about as far as the cohesion of this unit. It's not just between Kelly and Day. Also, former UCLA offensive coordinator Justin Fry is a part of Ryan Day's staff as well. He's the offensive line coach, or he was the offensive line coach in 2022, 2023. So I think that there's going to be a little bit of cohesion there as well. He was the part of the first four of Chip Kelly's staff, or first 4 years of Chip Kelly's staff at UCLA. So I think there's going to be a little bit of cohesion there. Talking about Ryan Day making a team where everybody works together, everybody's on the same page, and there's not a lot of pressure, a lot of drama behind the scenes. Everybody can work together and work towards that common goal. So once again, great move for Ohio State. I think Ryan Day is doing the grown-up thing here, saying, I need to take a step back. I need to start to delegate, and who better to get in here than my old friend, my old mentor, Chip Kelly, to come in and call plays.